All right, everybody. Mike Heck here for MMAfighting.com. Exclusive interview right now. We are speaking with Chris Ewert, who was supposed to compete at UFC 317 on Saturday night in Las Vegas. We found out right at the beginning of Friday morning's official weigh-ins that his scheduled fight with Jackson McVey would be no longer happening, and that it was a weight miss for Chris. And John Anik said that Chris was also cut from the UFC because of this. And that was before anybody actually stepped on the scale. So there's a lot to unpack. There's been a lot of reactions to this. So I'm happy to have Chris here with his coach Javier as well, helping out with some translation. So first things first, Chris, how are you feeling? How is your health overall? Because, and not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well, because this must have been quite a day for you.
Sí, gracias por tomar la entrevista, que cómo te sientes física, más importante mental y pues, con todo eso de lo que pasó, lo que ha pasado hoy.
Mentalmente estamos fuertes, nada, apostamos a algo que pensamos que lo podíamos dar junto al profe y nada, no salió como lo esperábamos y nada, aquí estamos, ya como le comentaba, más repuestos físicamente y nada, esperando el momento a ver qué va a suceder.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm a very strong person mentally and, you know, physically, but I think I'm, you know, shocked that it happened. I was really trying, you know, trying my best. You know, we take the risk to make it. And we knew it was going to be a risk, you know, because we came in at 217 and we tried to make a 186. But we failed. It's like nothing surprised us. We've been there. And I feel my body recovered better. You know, I already drink some. Right when they said the fight was off, I drink some water. I was really thirsty. I don't drink for like a few days, quite a bit. But I was really pushing it until like 9:20 in the morning to make the weight. I was really trying to make it happen. You know, I bring my body to the max, but my mind it's really strong. I'm a very strong person mentally, and that kind of pulled me off everything, even when I was getting cramps.
So this fight came together real quick. It came together earlier this week. I believe Tuesday evening is when we found out that the fight was happening, and the UFC had announced it, that you were stepping in to fight Cedric Dumas. So you were already preparing, I believe, to fight on the Contender Series in August when you got this phone call. So talk about just getting your reaction to this. You were about to take a fight, to prepare to compete for the UFC, the chance to get there. And now the UFC is offering you this opportunity to step in on 3 or 4 days notice to fight for them this weekend. What was your reaction to this, especially knowing you had to cut down to 186 pounds?
It's a lot of emotions, you know, emotions through everything that was happening. Everything happened real fast. It was like 1 o'clock, 1:30 p.m. when they called me. My coach called me. I was just not eating, not training, drinking water, Gatorade, protein shakes. I wasn't thinking I was gonna fight in a week. Yeah, I mean, and we decided, you know, life is a risk. We decided to take a risk. I come from nothing, from working construction, selling food, trying to make a living for my family. You know, I had nothing. I come from nothing, and so taking a risk for me was like I gotta go for it. Yeah, I mean, I really had schedule, but I gotta go for it. I'm here to provide a better life for my kids, for my family, for everything. But you know, what I mean, we failed. Nothing seen it before, and I know how to get back on my feet. If I have to go to another shows to get back, it's when they don't give me contender. I put myself in the mark in the map again, and I go there and knock people out like I will be doing, and I make it happen.
Is this the most amount of weight you had to cut for a fight week in your career to this point, or has there been other instances, other fight weeks where you had a massive weight cut, it just went a little bit better for you?
Nunca fallaba en la báscula y esta vez nos tocó fallar y es el corte más grande que he hecho en toda mi carrera, creo, y en tan pocos días.
I said I never felt weight in all my career. I got over like 40 fights between kickboxing and MMA boxing. I never felt weight. This is my first time missing weight, short time, less than 3 days. Big Cat I did before. He said I fought 170 before. I walk around like 203, 202, and I make to 170 in a week. So I know I can make a cut. I just had like 2 days from 217, 216 to 186. So it's literally like 2 days and a half really to make the weight cut because it was a lot of like medicals, things, do this, do this. I wasn't just focusing the weight cut. I was doing all the things they have to do for them. But it's what it is.
Was there any discussion on your end to just do this at a catch weight? Because Jackson was making his UFC debut, and I'm sure if the offer to have this at 195 pounds was presented to him, I'm sure he would have taken it in a heartbeat. So, and we just saw last week at UFC Baku, they bumped the Miktabek Oralbai fight against Tofik Musayev up to 165, and that was announced at weigh-ins the day before the card. So it's not like this is a new thing for the UFC. From your perspective, was there any discussion about doing this at 195? Even this morning before weigh-ins, was there any talk, a back and forth with Jackson's team about doing this at a catch weight as opposed to making you try to cut the last 10 pounds? Or, the fight just not happening at all?
Nada, no se les dio la oportunidad. Tratamos de empujar hasta donde más pudimos. Creo que no fue menor quedar a 4 kilos y nada, por algo pasan las cosas y estamos tranquilos porque venimos trabajando bien y esta vez nos tocó fallar, pero sirve de aprendizaje.
Say, we say in the first place, we want to do 195. We knew we can have to do one. We never talked to Jackson because we don't know the Jackson's team, but we told our team management and everybody that we should do a cash weight. We should do a cash weight, like 195. He want to do like 88 kilos. It's like about 195. But they say, well, we go for the contract and we see it then the day after we get there, we cut weight and maybe we negotiated there. But we always push it to 195, but that never happened. So we tried. I really was trying to make 196. The max, I couldn't do it. I was trying to pace my belt. But they never really came in the picture, like, hey, yes, let's fight 195. That would be perfect. I would make 195. Like I made it this morning, 195 this morning. I was on 195. Like 9:20 in the morning, I was 195. I was on weight, but happens. We fail. I never fell weight. This is the first time, but it's a learning experience for me. God is with me, so I gotta go and I get his support.
What was the response to, because I know you guys are pushing for it, but what was the response back? They just said, no, we're not doing that? Or what happened there? Like specifically, if you don't mind me asking.
I'm gonna answer that because I was talking to like 3:30, 4 in the morning with Mick. So you guys should have told me you guys gonna make the way. You should stay in the way or get somebody else. Wow. But we say it in the first place on Tuesday. We need to be a cash weight, 185, 200. And I feel Jackson will be too because he just fought in the same car with my guy Javier Reyes in Kentucky. So he also took, and also he just fought. He just took a fight in like 10 days notice. So it would be better for everybody. You know what I mean? Like health issues, everything better for everybody. But I don't know. I feel like they were afraid to push it to 185 because it's international fight week, maybe, and everybody. But 3:40, 4 in the morning is when like UFC was calling the other team, and they were calling us, and I was up until like 4:45, 5 in the morning with them talking. But they don't tell us yes, we're gonna make 185. We say we can make 185. We can push to 194, but it's too much. I said 185, we make it for sure. I always tell that, and we make 185. And when we try it, and even they told the fight out for like 9 in the morning, 8:50, we still can't wait, and we wait to check into the scale, and it was like not 195 because we want to be sure, we try and we push and we do our best.
when were you told that? Because I know you kept trying to cut and you kept trying and you just realized it wasn't going to get past that point. But like, when were you told this isn't happening? And then when were you told not only you're not fighting on Saturday, we're releasing you from your contract before you even step into the cage for the first time?
They told us about that like around 8:40, but they say, and we have another conversation. We're gonna try. We're really gonna push it hard. We're sweating a lot. We're cutting weight. We're doing everything. We're running. We're doing pats in the room, sauna, mommy. We're doing everything in the room. We really did real good. And you know what? Alvin Haynes, he was here with us. He can tell you. Yeah, I mean, we're doing all the weight cut. We really do good, and we feel like we probably make another cut. We would make it like 191, 192 by 9:45. But then the UFC say, "Oh, the fight is up," and we still push it. And we went to the weigh. Went to the weigh, the scale downstairs in the hotel, and we check at 195. And they say, "Oh, the fight is up." And they say, "Hold on, hold on." They tell us, "I'm like, oh shit, okay." So now what happened? And they say, "No, the fight is up." So now he start drinking water. We don't know about the contract we cut off. We find out that by social media and internet, people saying, and we don't even knew. We don't even got a call. We don't even got a text. Not zero.
What? Really? So when John Anik announces that the fight is canceled and that Chris is released from the contract, that's when you guys first found out, because that was the first thing we heard when the weigh-in started.
We didn't hear about that.
Oh, no,
wow. We find out right there. Like, that's when people, my phone started blowing. You know, I got people texting me, calling, ESPN, everybody said, "We don't know anything about this. We don't know anything about this. We really didn't know anything." When this point, we're sitting downstairs, getting water, getting Pedialyte, trying to recover Chris, bringing Chris back. Because, like I said, it was a hard way cut. It was a hard way cut. You know, and like I always told UFC, I told everybody, you want a healthy tank, 195 for this one. You know what I mean? But in that 190, 86 is going to be real hard on his body. And he will start getting cramps in his ribs. He's still getting cramps in his hands. He's feeling better, but it's still bad in his body right now while we push it. And like I say, we make 170 before. No, just 85. We make 85 many times. We make 170 before. So we know how to cut weight. You know what I mean? It's just a short time. We had it for like 2 days and a half to really make the weight cut.
What was your reaction, Chris? Because I mean, you see things on social media all the time, and you don't know what's true and what isn't. And I'm sure you're not watching weigh-in streams as this is all going down. So when you find out and you start hearing the rumblings that you're released, how did you react to that?
Nada, quedé sorprendido. Como dije, empujé lo que más pude y ya después mi cuerpo no desistió más, pero tranquilo, sé que Dios tiene un plan perfecto para mí y como te digo, es primera vez que fallo en una balanza y esta vez no se me dio, arriesgamos y no se dio nomás.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sad that happened because I don't even knew that was happening too. You know, he still had asked me if what's going to happen. You know, what's going to happen with all these. And what we gotta probably, what's the worst? Go outside, go to Fury, go over here again, knock people out, come back. But you see, I'm just a little sad about it, but nothing I can come back and do myself better and come back and win again. You know, I don't believe a lot of things I see social media. I just believe my circle, my people, my team, and that's where I hear. And when they tell me yes, all right, you know what I mean? It's fine. I just got to go back and work. That's what it is. I give my best. I can't wait. I almost probably die making weight cut. Nobody checking me on my weight and everything. I can still get in cramps, but you know what? Doesn't matter. I try the best of the best to make the weight.
Was there, and maybe this is more of a question for you, Javier, but was there any discussion with the UFC after the fact where they said, like, hey, go back to Fury, go back wherever. Like, you're still on our radar. It's okay. Like, we could get you on the Contender Series. Hiccup, bump in the road, but the door is open. We're not locking it, essentially. Like, was there any
No, they just sent an
discussion with the
email.
UFC
They
after
sent an
that, or
email,
no?
saying he was released from the UFC. Anything attached to anything we like with UFC, pretty much. So pretty much, like, I believe that is in the email says pretty much anything related has to be Contender, because automatic when we sign with the UFC we let go of Contender, right? So, but right now, so the last email we received, that's the only thing we received, is that we are now, signed with the UFC, and nothing signed, nothing has to be nothing with them, like the Contender. Makes sense? So pretty much right now we're not fighting Contender as today. We don't know yet. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday, we're gonna let things cool down and see how we go. You know what I mean? Like from here to Monday. Right now, most important for me is his health. Be sure he's good. Uh, and get back. If we have to get back to Fury, we're supposed to be fighting the Fury title. We go fight for the Fury. We go for the doesn't matter LFA title. We do our stuff. We go out there and knock people out. You know what I mean? And I would say this is personal myself. I wish people with the secrets on Saturday. And he's probably one of the best ever fighters out there in the world. Like Pereira, Plinoy, his coach, they can tell you, they can vouch for me. It's like, this is the next 85 champion. He's a monster. Everything. Striking, moving, grappling, everything. People seeing it, training, fighting. He's seen it fights. He sees his style, super aggressive, super volume, delivers what people love to see, knockouts. And like I say, it's just better time. God's got different plans. Like I was explaining myself to him and say, hey, God's got a better plan for you. And we're just gonna keep working, keep getting better. And we see on Monday what's up with the UFC. If we go to Contender, we got to go to Contender and make a door from the Contender, just break it, to the UFC by the Contender or whatever it is.
Two last things, because I know you've had quite the day, both of you guys. Did Jackson or his team reach out to you guys? Any discussion from one team to the other? If so, what happened there?
Sí. Sí, estuvo hablando con él. Okay.
Jackson coaches that come to us when we're downstairs. We just getting coffee when we came back from the eating. They start talking to us on the bar, and like I say, we don't even do anything about it. They call us at like 2:33 in the morning, and we say we fight no matter what way it is. We fight. That's his coach is telling me that, and like we don't know about the fight we pull off after we weigh in. That's what they tell us. We don't know anything about it, too. So we thought we're still gonna fight no matter what way it is. We're still gonna fight. That's part of like Jackson thinks his coach. Uh, he said, I came over here to fight. I took a fight at short notice too. That's what his coach was saying it. And we had a new opponent. Doesn't matter. We're here to fight. And so based on their coaches, they were willing to fight no matter what. It was 9 pounds over. Because they knew, they saw this, and they told me, said, we saw Chris, we saw cutting weight, and we hear people, he's really trying, and we saw his face, we saw his body, and everything. He's really, really trying to make the weight. It was like, we're not hiding, we're trying to cut the weight. We're going around and moving and doing things, and we're pushing to make the weight, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, his team was really nice and polite. They said they would want to fight us.
Oh, all right. So that's obviously good if you get Jackson's seal of approval. And then last thing I want to talk to you about is something you mentioned earlier, and Javier sort of translated is, this is your dream. This is your opportunity to provide for your family, to make a better life for your family and for your kids. And so obviously fighting is not your full-time career right now. It's something that you sort of do on the side, hoping to build it up to become a full-time active fighter to support your family. So if you don't mind me asking, what is your full-time job currently? What are you doing to sort of make ends meet as you're trying to make this dream come true? And just on top of that, like, why do you want to be in this position? Why is being in this position
que
so
es tu
important
sueño
to you?
pelear en la UFC, llegar ahí. Realmente, pues, no es tú no entrenas todo el tiempo, también tienes trabajo, tienes tus cosas, que sí que es tu dedicación, a qué te dedicas, cómo haces para sobrevivir, para cuidar a tu hijo, quién es tu hijo, cómo haces las cosas, y todo tu sueño y todo lo que estás haciendo, lo que has sufrido para llegar a donde tienes que llegar.
Me ha tocado duro en la vida, nunca la ha tocado fácil, siempre he guerreado para tener bien a mi hijo, a mi esposa. La idea es también tener bien a mis papás, a mis hermanos. Y nada, soy carpintero de la construcción y si no estoy en la construcción me la busco vendiendo huevos, vendiendo palta, vendiendo tomate. Siempre me la he ingeniado para hacer dinero para mi hogar. Y nada, el sueño sigue intacto. Esta vez no se los dio. Vamos a seguir perseverando, seguir empujando hasta llegar a la meta que es UFC. Ahora estamos en la espera de la respuesta de ellos, a ver qué se viene para nosotros. Y nada, tranquilo, si no sucede, voy a seguir buscando la oportunidad. Y si no se me da, tengo mis pies y mis manos buenas para salir a buscar la plata donde sea para mi familia.
Well, I work hard for my family, for my wife. I got a special kid. I had a Down syndrome kid, 14-year-old. I had it when he was 17 years old. That's my only child. So from the moment my child came in, it's been a hard life for me. You know what I mean? I'm a carpenter in construction. I work all day in construction. And when I have work, I sell tomato. I sell eggs door to door. It's different. Like people don't understand that. It's like literally going house to house, selling tomatoes, selling eggs, selling things to provide for my family to make the minimum. Because I'm the man of the house. I like to provide for my wife, my kids, my parents, my brother. I want to take care of it. And yes, it's my dream to fight for the UFC, and that happens. I'm all right. You know, what I mean, I just gotta go out there, keep pushing, keep showing, keep working, and see what happens. If we fight for UFC, I make my dream come true. Now I got two hands, I got 2 feet. I know how to work and go out myself and make the same thing I always do. It work hard and never give up. You know what I mean? Even if my dream is far away, if I can't get inside, I will make a door to it and try to make it happen.
Well said. Much respect, Chris. Sure it's not easy to come on here and talk about what happened today and just getting ready to debut at an International Fight Week pay-per-view card, and then it's sort of taken away from you a little over 24 hours before it's supposed to happen. But you jumped in here and you gave us your side of the story and talked about the struggle of this week, and I truly appreciate that. So thank you so much. Get some rest, my man. Looking forward to seeing the comeback, because it's going to be a very special thing if you can make your way back to the UFC. That's for sure.
Toda la suerte y gracias por haber tomado la entrevista.
Que muchas gracias por la entrevista, profe, que vamos a seguir empujando hasta llegar al objetivo y nada, no lo detiene nadie.
He said, thank you again for taking your time as well with us, and nothing's going to stop me. I promise you, I'm going to make it happen. I'm a carpenter, so I can break a door and make a door, and I'm going to make things happen in my life to make it to the UFC.